What's up guys, my name is Wang and today I'm going to show you why Astra's best map is Ascent and how she is the best agent for this map hands down. First of all, she is the queen of control. If you play mid with her on attack, you can smoke off cat and mid and completely control these areas with your team. She is the best because she could use all 5 smokes at mid, which last 15 seconds each, which is a total of a minute and 15 seconds of pure smoke, which outsmokes Brim and Omen by a long shot. Actually, I think single-handedly could replace both of them as a smoker. At B site, if you want to aggressively push up, you can drop a star here in the doorway and use the concuss ability to ensure no one can be peeking that angle to take the lobby for free. From there, you can smoke off any areas that you are worried about and still have lots of utility left over. Here is a nice alt lineup that I think you could use to cut off the majority of the angles your opponent would be covering and almost guarantees that they will hide in the nook to the right or the back of the site. If you do a full push on this, you'll probably be successful. Now that your opponent is paranoid when you drop your smokes at B, if you play a team that likes to rotate fast, you can punish this by faking 2 full smokes at B like so, and then slowly pushing into A site. It's likely that your opponent will be out of position when you turn the corner for A, giving your team an easy take. If you have your ultimate, you can always use this lineup to cut off the majority of the site, but you will need to be careful of those crates to your top right and the player in the garden. This wall is nice because it can also signal a mid or B push as it cuts off a lot of commonly held spots and reduces the amount of info your opponent gets. When you're defending mid, just like when you're attacking, you have 5 smokes to cut off top of mid and mid connector, which is insane for stalling out your opponent or forcing them to make risky pushes through your smokes. I'll add that you can do these smokes from anywhere since you are able to globally and support the mid defense all game from another position. On defense, I love this wall as it will likely buy your team some free time or make your opponents push blind through the wall. This defense wall is really good if your opponents have stalled to the last 20 seconds or so, which will likely prompt them to make a low percentage play onto A or B site. There is a cheeky B site hold that I like to do with a judge where I place 2 stars in B main. The first is to be a smoke which will allow you to cross, and the second can be a black hole or the stun depending on how noisy your opponent is. If they are hit slightly with a black hole, they are all weakened and even easier to put down with a judge. You can also hold B site quite passively as well by placing utility in front of the B main door or in the lobby to use any of your 3 main abilities to mess up your opponent. You can combo black hole with killjoy grenades to really mess up an aggressive push as well. If your opponent gets used to you making the smoke in main, you can always use the F ability on your star to do one of the fake smokes which will go up quickly and then disappear, which may allow you to catch your opponents off guard trying to cross to the other side of B main. There are lots of mind games you can play with your opponent once you start doing these things in patterns, and at that point I think randomness is your best friend. Also, one of my final thoughts is that you don't need to place all of your stars before the round starts. Hang on to some and make sure that you're attentive to your team's callouts and react accordingly. Drop stuns and choke points as your opponents are pushing the opposite site, for example, which may give your team the edge to hold their site. Like I said, Astra is the absolute best agent for Ascent. If you disagree, let me know why in the comments below. I hope I was able to teach you at least one new thing in this video, and if I did, please consider subscribing to my channel for more content like this in the future. Thanks for watching, and as always, Wang out.